Hi, everybody. I'm Miss Karen at Adams Memorial Library, and I am here with our library friends, Bryony, Dandelion, Diantha, and Rosie, and they have picked some books to get you in the mood for Halloween for this week's book report. So they picked some books about witches. They picked a book about pumpkins, and they picked another book that's about scary things on Halloween night. So if you think you won't be scared by these books, or even if you think you would, you can come to the library and check them out, and they'll put you in the mood for Halloween too. At least I hope they will. And so do our friends. So the books we have for you this week are LEILA, The Perfect Witch, which was written and illustrated by Flavia Z. Drago. And Pick a Pumpkin. See? Pumpkin should put everybody in the spirit for Halloween. Pick a Pumpkin was written by Patricia Toht and the illustrations are by Jarvis. This story is called A Very Brave Witch. Maybe there are even two brave witches. A Very Brave Witch was written by Alison McGhee and the illustrations are by Bliss. And in this last book about some maybe creepy things on Halloween, this book is called Annie Was Warned. Oh, everybody told her not to go to the haunted mansion, but maybe Annie just wanted to see for herself. So Annie Was Warned was written and illustrated by Jarrett J. Krosoczka. So let me tell you a little bit more about these stories. Now, LEILA, she really is the perfect witch. She is not afraid of scary stories. Here she is telling the scary story of Hansel and Gretel, which is very scary for witches. But when it comes to being a witch, LEILA's the fastest flyer. She's the best at spells, and she is really, really great at carving pumpkins. She's won lots of awards for all the witchy things she's good at, but she really, really, really wants to win the Magnificent Witchy Cake-Off, a baking contest. Because everyone in her family is great at baking, so LEILA thinks she will be too, so maybe this year she can win the contest. But except she found when she started baking that it was a little bit harder than she thought. And her sisters are doing great stuff, but LEILA's isn't turning out quite right. So she thinks the only thing she can do is study harder, read more books. So what do you think? Does that sound like the best way to become a better baker? Well, that's how she became the perfect witch. She studies really hard. She reads a lot. She doesn't have time to carve pumpkins. She doesn't have time to play games with her sister. So, do you think? Is that the way to become a great baker? Or do you think maybe she needs a little help? Maybe. If you check this book out from the library, you can find out if she gets a little help and how her baking turns out. Now, this one, pumpkins are the perfect way to get ready for Halloween. So when it's October, when it starts getting a little colder, when it gets dark sooner, when the geese are flying south for the winter, that is the time to go and pick a pumpkin. So you could go to the pumpkin patch if you wanted to. You could pick a pumpkin from the patch. Past the scarecrow, past the black cat. You could pick a pumpkin from the patch, maybe one that's tall and lean or short and fat. Maybe orange or white or even green. What do you think? What kind of pumpkin would you like? Traditional orange, or maybe try another color. So you can get your pumpkins, you can take them home, and what's the next thing? Decorating the pumpkins, absolutely. So maybe you wash your pumpkin off, maybe invite some friends over. Maybe even bake some cookies. for everybody. Halloween cookies are always good. Ghost cookies sound yummy. Maybe they could ask LEILA, the witch, for some baking tips. Then invite your friends over, go outside and start taking the goopy insides out. And then it will be time to put a face on your pumpkin. So what do you think you could do? Scary pumpkin, happy pumpkin, sleepy, surprised, all kinds of different things. So if you'd like some inspiration for how to carve a pumpkin or decorate it, maybe you'd like to pick a pumpkin out and give you some ideas. Now, in this story, see, there's how the witches were decorating their pumpkin. A little scary if you want to do that way. That's a good face too for a pumpkin. And just look, a witch's broom is so magical that even the witch's cats can fly on it. And it seems like there is a cat and perhaps a little dinosaur. And the little dinosaur says, "You're not going to believe this, but poof, I'm a witch." Not a dinosaur at all. She's a witch. And she said, "My favorite holiday?" Well, what do you think? You guessing Halloween? Yeah, she says, that's right. Halloween. Halloween, because I love the decorations. Ooh, you could put up lots of scary decorations at your house. That's what you do if you're a witch, I guess. And what else does she like? She likes, they could dress up in costumes. That's always fun. But she says, you might not believe this, but most witches are afraid of, do you know what a witch is afraid of? Humans. Did she say humans? These witches say? She says, yes, humans, because humans don't have green skin and they're afraid to fly and they don't wear pointy hats and they don't even cackle. They're a lot different. So all the witches are a little nervous about them. But not me, she says. She is a brave witch and she thinks she can be brave enough to go and maybe meet some people. Oh my goodness. Should she do it? Should she be brave? Meet some people? Ooh, check out this book to see if she's brave enough to meet what witches are super afraid of. You know, the other witches tried to warn her, just like people tried to warn Annie. She was told to stay away from the creepy old Montgomery mansion. But she thinks she wants to go anyway, even though she's got her flashlight, she's got her backpack, she thinks she's ready, but Annie's parents told her not to go. It's got bats, they warned, but Annie said, bats don't scare me. Her big sister said she should stay away from the old haunted mansion. It's full of creepy spiders. She cautioned, but Annie said, I love spiders. Annie's best friend James said that place is haunted, all right, but then he said, I dare you to go. So what's Annie supposed to do? She was dared to go. She was warned, but she's going to be brave too, because Annie wasn't scared. There, she wasn't scared. She can do it because, after all, she was born on Halloween night. So even though the wind's howling and the leaves are swirling around and there's a great big full moon, Annie wasn't scared. But then, from the corner of her eye, she saw something. Is it a bat? I'd be a little afraid if I saw a bat. But no, okay. Not a bat. But then Oh, Annie's going through the churchyard. She felt something on the back of her neck. Was it a spider? Ooh, what do you think? And come check out Annie Was Warned and find out. She's going to make it all the way to the Montgomery mansion and what she's going to find there. So friends, thank you very much for joining me today. You can come to the library and check out these books. And I hope you all have a very wonderful Halloween. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time with more stories. Bye, friends. Thank you.